Here are 5 quick and easy home care tips to make sure that your home or townhome is functioning properly in our cold Canadian winter months. Number 1 is inspect your roof for leaks. Now you can do this professionally by hiring someone to go and inspect your roof prior to the snow falling. If it hasn't fallen in your area yet, we had just a little bit fall down, but it's clearing up now. You can do this professionally, or you can do this yourself by actually going into the attic and seeing if there are any leaks coming through. Sometimes you'll see discoloration in the wood. Mold might potentially be forming, and that can be an indication that there is a leak or some type of exposure from the cold air coming through from your roof. So you can do that yourself, but you want to make sure that when the heavy snow really starts coming down, and if your house is warm, so it starts melting some of it, you want to make sure that there's no leaks or exposure to the cold air, so that you don't have any leakages during the winter time, because those are generally a little more expensive and a little tougher to fix because you have 3 feet of snow on top of your roof. The second tip is to have your furnace serviced. Now, like I said, we have some cold winter months here in Canada, especially in Ontario. Here in Barrie, it gets, I think the coldest ever was -25. So you want to make sure that your furnace is working properly. So if you haven't had your furnace serviced in last 2 years, you can just pay for an inspection and make sure that everything's functioning properly, that everything's wired as it should be. Just the other week, the batteries died on the thermostat, and that itself actually shut off the heat. So when I came home into my townhouse, it was extremely cold. And something as simple as just replacing the batteries can really, can affect how the furnace works. So you want to make sure that that's something small that you get done, so that if you go away for 2 or 3 days, you go skiing somewhere, you come back, you want to make sure that the pipes aren't frozen throughout the home because you forgot to change your batteries and the furnace wasn't working as it should. Tip number 3, if you haven't done so already, is to turn off your outdoor taps and empty them. Make sure that you turn off the switch on the interior of the home or townhome, and then empty whatever water is remaining on the exterior. Water, if it builds up and it freezes, it will expand and it will burst the pipe, and that is something that is very expensive to fix, especially again in the wintertime. A lot of times it's hidden behind the drywall, so the contractor might have to go in, and leaking is just never a good thing to have. So make sure, if you haven't already, to turn off the outdoor taps and empty the water within them. Quick tip number 4 is to clean or replace your furnace filter. So in the wintertime, the furnace is used a lot more than obviously in the summertime, and you want to make sure that you have clean air going through the home, as well as there is minimal dust or particles kind of flowing around, because you do have warm air coming through, and sometimes if it really builds up, that can lead to a potential hazard. So you can either clean it if you have a reusable furnace filter, or you can just go to Home Depot and buy a new one for the right specifications for your furnace. And tip number 5 is to inspect or replace your weather stripping on the main doorways and windows. So you'd be surprised if you even just have a small leak or exposure of cold air coming in, it could really affect just the temperature in your overall home and how much the furnace works for it. So going in and replacing or adding some extra weather stripping to make sure that you don't have cold air exposure coming through on the main doorways or the windows can make sure that your furnace is functioning more efficiently, it's warmer in your home, saving you some money, and it's an easy way to make sure that you don't have any moisture potentially building up above where that exposure is coming in, which could lead to some cracking of the paint or the drywall. So those are 5 quick and easy home care maintenance tips for the winter time. If you have any questions about the Barrie townhouse real estate market or the Barrie real estate market in general, don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to connect and let you know what we could do for you. Make sure to give us a follow and let me know if there's any tips or maintenance ideas that I missed for this quick and easy home care list. And we will see you in the next one.